What's up, guys? Dr. Mo here, digital nomad physician at digitalnomadphysician.com. By the way, before we get started, if anybody's interested in my course, Doc Digital, the Doc Digital online telemedicine course to create your own telehealth practice, your own virtual private medical practice in 8 weeks, enroll. Go to nomadphysician.com. The course is called Doc Digital. It's great. Promise you, you're going to love it, and you get to build your own practice. I'm kind of proud of it, as you can tell. So today we're going to talk about one of the topics I get asked a lot from you guys. Hey, how do I pick my niche, and what's a successful niche? How do I know the niche is going to work out? I'm a nurse practitioner, I'm a PA, I'm a MD, I'm a chiropractor, whatever. Actually, no, not a lot of chiropractors. There was a recent question from a chiropractor, but most of you are physicians, and obviously that's what I'm creating the content for. But I do think quite a lot of nurse practitioners are now getting into this space and wanting to create their own telehealth practice. I just had a consultation call with someone last night who's a nurse practitioner, and I think her story and everything she told me about inspired me to talk about this one. So one of the things that I do, among the millions of things that I do, is I'm also a consultant for a healthcare startup in the menopause space for women. A little bit more in the health coaching part, but definitely a super cool CEO. Love everything that she's doing, and want to talk about menopause and perimenopause. So if you want to set yourself apart, if you want to become somebody who can target a particular niche audience, one of the best ways is to choose a niche topic. A niche topic can be something like menopause, perimenopause. It could be, you could call it whatever you want, right? Hormone changes, aging, longevity, etc. And the space of becoming more and more niche in topics is definitely growing. So I wanted to point you guys in the right direction with this. Now, most of you are going to be physicians who are listening to this content, who are watching my videos. Some of you are nurse practitioners. So you need to know, what do I offer my patient? So I'm the super niche person. I do perimenopause for women, or menopause, preventing severe menopause, right? Perimenopause, menopause diagnosis, managing menopause, bone issues with menopause, depression issues with menopause, vaginal issues with menopause, sexual dysfunction with menopause, right? You want to be niche. You want to start out super niche, get those people into your practice, write the content on your website that's going to advertise you properly, and then you can grow from there and add other people. So if you're a family medicine doctor, internist, nurse practitioner, nurse at this point, you can do all of it. Now, obviously, for those of you who have the ability to prescribe medications and tests and labs, it's going to be easier for you to build this out. But that's only if you want to run a practice that has a clinical side. You may just want to do a coaching practice. A coaching practice, you can still obtain somebody's lab results. You can discuss their medications. You can discuss lifestyle changes, etc. It's just, as I've talked about many, many times now, you have to be careful that you don't overstep the bounds of being somebody's clinician. The nice thing about being a physician or nurse practitioner or PA is that you can actually have the clinical practice and you can have the coaching practice. So you can have both at the same time. Can you see my hands? There we go. You can do both at the same time. So you can enroll people into a group coaching session or individual coaching session. They can download your videos. They can listen to your audio content. You can take them through a course, like my Doc Digital course, which is available for sale. It's only $1,500. Or you can do one-on-one consultations, $250, $500, $600 an hour, whatever you want. You can do $50 consultations for 15 minutes, right? I just learned that from somebody in the course. What credentials and things do you need? Now, many of you are going to think, oh, I got to know so much about menopause. I got to know so much about perimenopause. I got to be the world leading expert on menopause. And most doctors don't know much about menopause, myself included. I'm learning a lot of this as I'm doing the consulting for this company, for this healthcare startup. There's a lot of information available. It's being able to synthesize that information and take the good pieces out. If you just read that, oh, fish oil is good for you, and then you recommend fish oil to a ton of people and they don't get better, well, that's the whole point. What makes you a great clinician is that you can tailor the right information to the right person. And as we were just talking about in the consulting call that I did, there's quantitative data and qualitative data. You have to bring both together. So where do you start? One of the best things that you could do is to just get certified. So here's the National Board of Health and Wellness Coaching. So any physician, any layperson, anybody who's never even been a health coach can get certified. What I like about this is you will get listed as a health coach on their website over here, so you can browse the directory. But you also suddenly get a bit of protection, right? Like, hey man, I'm a board certified wellness coach. Like, don't be fucking with me. So this is great, whether you're a physician or not. So for me, I got my health coaching degree because I want from Functional Nutrition, which is over here. So it's called the Functional Nutrition Alliance. And the reason I wanted to get a health coaching degree from these guys is because I wanted, in case the state medical board comes and says, Dr. Mohammed Ashuri, you're a physician and this person is located in Nevada. You don't have a state license in Nevada. Well, I'm coaching. I'm not doing the practice of medicine, just to make sure everybody's happy. But there's a lot of information you're going to learn here. I will say that getting a coaching degree is not going to be that powerful unless you really need that bit of information to help you navigate individuals and their behaviors and patterns and help them document their progress, etc. There's a lot of good information online about that already, but this will definitely catapult you into that space. So this is one of the biggest NBHWC. I highly recommend it if you're considering getting one. Now, the Integrative Women's Health Institute is also really good. And the reason this is great is because you're also going to get a lot of great connections here. If you are a physician and you take one of these courses, you might find somebody else who's a functional nutritionist or some other type of nutritionist or health coach. You guys can partner up. You guys can build something together. This is a wonderful place to get to know people. So here again, you can be listed with them. It's also NBHWC approved, which was the previous one we just talked about. So great resource to get a coaching certification program. Now let's switch things up. Where's all the information right now being disseminated about menopause, perimenopause? Obviously, a lot of the stuff about like, oh, hormone replacements are bad, you're going to get cancer. Okay, we've poo-pooed that. We know that that's not true. Plenty of women are safely taking hormone replacements. Some of you may think that's crap, but data speaks pretty clearly. And the information is spreading and people are understanding that they have options. They don't have to suffer in silence, but they also need to know, is this depression or is this menopause? Is this perimenopause or is this a thyroid problem, right? Is this a sleep disorder problem? Am I not getting enough movement or do I just need medications? So websites like Hormonally are wonderful. They offer advice. They have a ton of resources. This is a great website. I've actually known about them for a while, but get your ideas from these guys because they're going to spend a ton of money to write articles on the topics that are quite important. Do I need supplements and what do I take and skip? So this is the headline of the article that they wrote. Start with that. Get that in your head that this is the article they wrote. Here's a photo that they put up, right? And then look at the topics. What do they talk about? Not sure if you need supplements. Look at food first. Horrible title, but yeah. So there are people out there who are wondering whether they need a supplement or not, right? So this can give you a sense of like, oh, I can write articles about that and like how to choose a good supplement. What are the good brands? What are the bad brands? Are the brands being tested, etc.? So this just gives you ideas for the content you're going to write, from multivitamin to collagen. And if anything, my recommendation is always avoid giving general advice. Nobody's there to get general advice from you. And an article like this is a bit too much, right? So fish oil, we just talked about fish oil. Multivitamin, fish oil, collagen, green powders, why do you need it? Look at it, here's the person. Too much information. Keep it simple, keep it nice. 600 words, 800 words, and talk about one thing. You can give a general statement at the beginning and then link it to the other articles, but try to say fish oil. Let's just talk about fish oil, or let's just talk about determining whether you even need supplements, and then break it up into other articles. So this is a great way for you to just get some ideas. The other one I wanted to mention is the North American Menopause Society called NAMS, I think. That's what all the cool kids call it, NAMS. So this is a great place to become a menopause practitioner. And there's a listing of the menopause practitioners here. This is a great place for you And this is a very well-respected group, by the way. You can be a physician, become a NAMS partner or NAMS practitioner, but you can also be a non-physician. So I think this is a great way for you to demonstrate to your clients that you have the expertise. Is it needed? Absolutely not. Not NAMS, not NBHWC, and not, I don't know what their acronym is, but you don't need any of that. You don't need any of that to get started. Remember that the people who are going to find you probably are not going to know much. They're going to be very confused. There is a lot of information out there, as we'll get into in a minute. They're looking for answers. They want somebody to just guide them. Like, hey, what do I do? I'm confused. Like, what's the next step for me, right? That's what they're looking for. So the next one is Hello Caria, which I like. That's the website, but Caria is the actual app. And it's very cool. I love the way they're doing it. And you can try to integrate one of these apps into your workflow, right? So try to choose one of the apps that you really like. So I found Caria, and there was another one I liked that I played around with from Mental Labs. It's Mental Life. And this is a cool tracker, right? They're already going to have quite a lot of users. So those users can find you, especially if you create a lot of content around it. And you can probably partner up with Caria to maybe push some of your content online and find some clients that way. And you know, I really like their website. It's super simple, but I really love the community support that they have, the expert supports that they connect you with, and the cool app, like where you can just enter all your data. How bad is it today? How severe was it? What's changing? What's not? What are the analytics? This is really cool. If you, right, instead of you having to create that from scratch, you can work with something like this. And maybe you could even, let's see. No, I was thinking maybe they have actual partners that you could become a partner, one of their clinicians, but it doesn't look like that's the case. But anyway, really like this app. Definitely one of the better ones out there. Other websites, Healthy Women. You can write articles for websites like this, right? Write articles or link to their content and ask them to link back to you. So creating backlinks is another great way. And of course, just read their content. I'm not saying copy their content. I'm saying use the ideas that they have to understand the niches that you can focus into. So here's one. Military women's health. How cool is that? Professional women, doctors with menopause, right? You can focus on a super niche population. Women with history of, physical or emotional abuse or sexual abuse with menopause, right? You could focus on whoever you like if it makes sense to you, right? It's going to make marketing a lot easier in the future. Here's another one that I pulled up so you can check that out. Actually, they had a good pricing model for their virtual visits. I think you have to click on it here. So initial 30-minute visit with a board certified OBGYN, $199. Nice. That's a very low price point. That's actually really good. So you can start thinking about things like this. Like, how would I do it? How would I advertise it? Oh, look, here's a company called Genève. How do they do it? So here they talk about traditional care. You get, what you get compared to somebody else is 15 minutes versus 30 minutes. I love this, like creating just something this simple on your website will make it very clear as to how you differentiate yourself from your competitors. I didn't play around with this one. What was Electra Health? I don't know. Here's another one for you. Check it out. Have fun. And then other resources that I wanted to give you, especially when you get into menopause, perimenopause, the point and the focus of nutrition and diet and exercise is going to come up quite a lot. And so maybe getting some sort of licensure with a functional nutritionist program or this kind of a program with Josh Gitalis is a great idea. And again, these are things you can always add in the future for you to get certified, but it's a really good way for you to really stand apart and also get known in the community. Oh, you did the Gitalis certification. Oh, you did the NAM certification. People know, people talk about that, and you can get a lot of referrals from certain gynecologists and physicians or whatever, just to your practice because they know you for that. Other things I wanted to discuss that I took notes in. You're going to find more and more women who are going to be quite comfortable with wearables where they're tracking their blood sugar, their sleep cycles, their activity levels, their heart rate variability, heart rate, etc. So start thinking about these kind of patients and incorporate that data into your private practice, into your coaching practice. Eventually, Other companies are going to come out, other softwares are going to come out that are going to help integrate all of this. And that's when you're really going to catapult your practice. But start now if you're looking for a great niche in women's health, in menopause. And remember, you can always reach out later, right? From menopause, you can go to perimenopause, then you can go to premenopause, then you can go to menopause prevention, then you can go to PCOS and endometriosis. From that, you can go to acne in young women, and then all the way down to obesity or whatever else you want to expand into. So I hope that's helpful. If you guys have any questions, go to digitalnomadphysician.com. Take care, guys.